Welcome. We are back. Another episode, 8 episodes in, hard hits. This week's going to be a little bit more softer. I mean, if you look at the scores throughout the whole league, it's been pretty soft, pretty mediocre. Nothing crazy. I would say it's more of a down week when it comes to a lot of the play in fantasy land. I'm Connor Joe. I'm back in the Bay Area after my safari in Los Angeles. I did talk to the commissioner, and we're not going to have that snafu ever again where I'm put up in some horrible conditions. Horrible conditions. So with that said, you heard me mention, we talk about the trade deadline. So I first want to say Happy Yeezus Day. It's Yeezus Day because his new album came out. I haven't listened to it yet. I don't know if I want to though, but Happy Yeezus Day. The first thing I did mention was the trade deadline. So after this video gets put up to the rest of the web for everyone to see, the first thing we need to think out loud is there will be one more day until the trade deadline. And when I say one more day of the trade deadline, there's been a lot of shit popping off over the last week. It really picked up steam last Friday. I was reviewing what was going on within the league, and it was just a lot of crazy shit was going on. So before we get into the matchups, and the matchups probably won't be as crazy long in extent as we talked about in the past, but more so, let's just review the trades that went on throughout the league. That's going to be the first half of the first segment. So the first trade that happened throughout the year was the Elite already taking a knee and trading off Michael Thomas to fourth down and bitches. It was a move that fourth down and bitches definitely needed to make. The wide receiving core just wasn't solid. The Elite did acquire a second round pick. Shortly after, the Elite also traded away Juju Smith-Schuster, and I think this was a haul when it came to the Elite. He got DJ Chark, which has elevated the trade value, and then he also got a fifth round pick for it. If you look at Juju Smith-Schuster's numbers, it's not popping off this season. Juju Smith isn't having a really good season. It could be with the quarterback play. And Pop gave up a fifth round pick. He did acquire an 11th in return, so not too bad. But it does raise some question marks when it comes to the trade. Juju is not popping off this season. There was an offset trade. The Elite traded DJ Moore in return for Philip Dorsett over to Mr. Incognito. It didn't have too much implications. When you do look at it, I don't know how I felt about DJ Moore for Philip Dorsett. But at the end of the day, it really didn't make a huge impact for both teams. We had fourth down and bitches trading away Darrell Williams to Speeding Bullets for quarterback Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones ended up getting released. I don't think Darrell Williams is even on the team anymore for Speeding Bullets. He might be. Who knows? Another trade we had shortly after, fourth down and bitches traded Jordan Howard, and he traded him at a peak time. Jordan Howard was hot, carrying steam. He traded him over to the Power Game. I think this was the Power Game's last move to really see if he can compete with things. He did trade away Jarvis Landry. Both players haven't done anything quite yet. Jarvis Landry only played one game since has been on a bye week. Jordan Howard's played two. He's had a better game last week, but the problem is Power Game's already sold. So it doesn't matter what Jordan Howard does moving forward. Trade that's gotten a lot of laughter. We had M.I. Thielen trading to boost up his tight end play. So he traded away Jarrett Cook and a 6th-round pick over to Speeding Bullets for Will Dissly. And this happened about 2 weeks ago. Will Dissly, not even probably a quarter in the game. He had one target. He didn't have any receptions, and he tore his Achilles. Tough break, and it turns out later on down the road that Jarrett Cook's actually getting released from Speeding Bullets. So let's see if he ends up back on M.I. Thielen's team. But it cost you a 6th-round pick. You didn't get anything in return, so it's quite a bummer. One of the bigger trades that happened this season started off last Friday. We had M.I. Thielen's trading away Auden Tate, Preston Williams, Luke Wilson, Nyheim Hines, a 2nd and a 5th-round pick over to the Elite. It was quite a haul for the Elite, but I think what he's really trying to do is package. I'm sorry, he got a 4th-round pick. I think what he's really trying to do is try to package that 5th-round pick that he acquired for Juju Smith-Schuster and see if he can get one more pick higher. And that's essentially what he did. He got a second and a fourth, traded away a lot of players. I think the thing in question is M.I. Thielen's got quite a haul. DJ Chark Jr., Waller, Darren Waller, and Chris Carson in exchange. All he had to give up was a fifth-round pick. I mean, he also got a fifth-round pick with it as well. So, he only traded, you think about it, he only traded one pick, and he got quite a haul. So, it's raised a lot of eyebrows within the league, the haul that he got. But it isn't the trade that raised the most eyebrows. Another trade that happened a lot on Friday, Bukaki ended up acquiring Scary Terry in exchange for Corey Davis in the third round from over to the Power game. A great move for Scary Terry. The problem is we don't know where his value is at with the quarterback play. He didn't have a good week last week. I think that had a lot to do, obviously, with the weather. We check in on that Thursday night game. There wasn't a lot of high-flying offense in case Keenum also got knocked out of the game as well. Another trade that was made was Mr. Incognito acquired Alvin Kamara in the 16th-round pick from the Power game. This was the first move. This is one of the second move. Second or third move that was made from the Power game that just he's selling. He's selling. He did get Chris Thompson in the second round in return. It's just a great haul for Mr. Incognito at the time. But truth be told, a few days after Sunday, because he acquired him on Friday, 2 days later, Monday or Tuesday, he traded Alvin Kamara over to Trash Season for the same haul. So it's like that trade never really went through in the first place. He got his second round pick back. A smart move by Mr. Incognito because now there's injury questions when it comes to Alvin Kamara. He didn't play week 7. Looks like he might be out week 8. So now it's Trash Season's problem. Trash Season has definitely been looking to boost his running back play, and he also bought himself some insurance. So he did trade for Philip Lindsay from Speeding Bullets. Speeding Bullets was able to boost his wide receiving core. He got Robert Woods, and he got Walton in return. Not a great running back, but it definitely helps him out in the long run. Just giving him a little bit more depth in return for the loss that he had for Philip Lindsay. Lindsay's just such an up-and-down roller coaster. One of the other moves, when we talk about the Power game selling, it was Russell Wilson was traded over to fourth down and bitches in exchange for a third-round pick. It's been rumored that Russell Wilson was going to be on the move. Fourth down and bitches definitely inquired numerous times when it came down to the quarterback play. It was just the only thing, it's just the value of the pick that he didn't want to give up. Russell Wilson definitely boosts the quarterback play for fourth down and bitches. We look at we look at Phillip Rivers. It's definitely been a roller coaster. It's cost him a couple of games. So it gives him a little bit more stability moving forward. And then we talk about the one trade that's definitely been in question throughout the season. Josh Jacobs was traded from the Elite over to Pop for Robbie Anderson. It was a trade that it didn't seem like it stuck. It didn't seem like it was fair. Just a lot of questions were raised. Like, Josh Jacobs is a highly sought out running back in the league, and for it to be traded for Robbie Anderson, I don't know how I feel about that. But with all the trades that have been taking place, we still have one more day left, so we don't know what's in store. Friday, 4 trades went through. It was a lot to comprehend. A lot was going on, and with one more day, we don't know what's going to happen next in the next 24 hours. But definitely know we will all keep you updated. So we're going to take a look at the matchups. We got a couple more minutes before we head on to break. So let's just get through some of these matchups in review. The first matchup we're going to take a look at is Power Game versus Pop. It's a matchup we kind of knew with the Power Game sold all his assets. So it's definitely a matchup where Pop needed to grab the victory. We talked about selling his assets. Tannehill and A.J. Brown were the only 2 players in double digits for Power Game. Pop, definitely a little bit reassuring. 6 players in double digits. D-Hop, Diggs, Henry, Jones, Jacobs, and Zerline. And he did it with Matt Ryan putting up negative points. He had knocked out of the game pretty early. So it's satisfying. Pop should be happy with 127 points scored. you're playing the power game, but to see your team put up higher average numbers, definitely reassuring. Power game, we talk about, we want to make sure that he stays out of last place. That's pretty much what he's fighting for. But it's not looking so good. 72 points scored. He had just as many players in negative points than he did in double digits. Detroit and McManus both negative points scored. And he had more players in double digit. He had more players on his bench score in double digits with Fitzpatrick and Corey Davis. So we know where the power game stands. He just wanted to boost his team up a little bit, as well as you want to stay out of last place. Another matchup we take a look up definitely was a eyebrow raiser. Team Boo Boo going up against Speeding Bullets. Speeding Bullets on a roll, 3 straight wins. Team Boo Boo coming in here pretty hot also with 2 straight wins. Team Boo Boo took the win 116.06 to 95.24. Speeding Bullets was pretty flat. Only had 2 players in double digits, and only one of them was an offensive player. So D.D. Westbrook with 14.7, and the Niners defense with 16. Terrible performance from Gabriel. Lindsey had a bad night. Freeman only had 3.5. Jimmy G with 4.04. And then he did sit the Rams defense at 22, but it wouldn't have made a difference. Both defenses did put up good points. What does this mean for Speeding Bullets? Well, he did make a trade afterwards. He traded Philip Lindsay over to Trash Season, boosted up his wide receiving core a whole lot more. When you're starting Gabriel, that's kind of a question mark. Is that somebody you really want to start? So he boosted it up. He did get Robert Woods moving forward, so this should definitely help his team up. And this could be a little bump in the road. I mean, his team just came out flat. I think the weather had a lot to do with it. Jimmy G put up only 4.04, so that wasn't reassuring. Team Boo Boo, on the other hand, it's just things are clicking at the right time for him. 5 players in double digits. Sony Michel led all scoring with 21.9. Jimmy Graham continues to put up points where you don't see it coming with 14.5. Tom Brady had a measly 13.9. Gurley with 11.9. And then the Giants defense with 10. And this is even saying where he started Pettis, who had 0. Alshon Jeffrey had 5.8. And then Melvin Gordon had his better performance at 7.9. But definitely could have done more damage on that goal line stand the last drive of the game. What does this mean? Speeding Bullets came in rolling, winning 3 straight. Now, it's kind of like a standstill. Remember, when you lose to Boo Boo, it kind of hurts. It hurts. It stings a little bit. We don't know where Team Boo Boo stands, but he stands at 4-3. Stands in the middle of the pack. This is a team we definitely didn't see coming, and look at where he's at now. So it's a question mark. I don't know how I feel about this team. I've been saying this for 8 episodes now. I still think Speeding Bullets is the better team. I still think Speeding Bullets is one of the best teams. He boosted up his running back core. He even got some running back depth in exchange for shipping Lindsey out. So it should be reassuring for him. We're just going to take this as a bump in the road. Team Boo Boo, on the other hand, I don't know where we stand with Team Boo Boo. This is the guy who failed to put up the triple digits 2 of the first 3 weeks. Barely makes his way across, and look at what he's doing now. So it's just, maybe we need to take him seriously. Maybe the taco of the league is not a taco anymore, and he's ready to play some football. We're going to stick to that. Maybe that's what it is. But what we do know is we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll go through the rest of these matchups. Like I said, it wasn't an exciting week in football. The only exciting week came from one team, and that one team was cooking a little sudden. We'll be back.